Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 13th. We're going to jump right in here, Capricorn. And you have this rabbit card in your current general energies that says pregnancy and fears. You also have this dog that says loyalty and determination. I do feel you feel very determined at this time. Some of you could be pregnant, but really I feel it's this right here, the world. The world is kind of like a card of accomplishment, and damn, look, the Ace of Wands as well, really good so far here, Capricorn. But this to me would be like being pregnant with an idea, being pregnant with a plan for your life or a new direction for your life. And clearly it's going to be one of success. I wouldn't even worry about that tower, although we are going to look into it, of course. But it could just be some sort of kind of like... shocking moment here. What I'm getting here as well is I would be careful. The tower could be tied to a past person. Yep, you have the lovers here as well. So there could be like a past person who is, it's kind of interesting, actually, Capricorn. I feel like someone could have regrets right here. It's almost like this reading is spelling itself out. And, but I feel like this person never made any moves here with the Knight of Pentacles, and now they're stuck. And so this last row is the good stuff. So I feel like you've moved past it. Whatever shows up there is going to be good no matter what. But again, don't allow a past person to, come mess up your day. And I feel like I've been saying this to you. It's like clearly there's a person in your energy or something that has been thinking about you or something. Because I feel like this has come up for you multiple times. But I feel like this person, it's like I don't think they're a bad person. It could be like how they were raised. I mean, maybe they've done bad things, but really maybe deep down inside they want to be good, right? And, what I would say here is that... I feel like you have compassion for this person, but at the same time, it's like, again, I would just be careful of them coming in and messing up your day, right? So maybe you need to block this person or whatever. I feel like you're pregnant with an idea that you could be fearful of with that rabbit card. I really feel this is something you're going to do for a long time. Like, I kind of feel the fear is that if you start that business, if you write that book, or if you get that career, that it's not going to last because of your history. I feel like some of you maybe have a history of getting into something, and then it's like it doesn't last, or you don't enjoy it for as long as you thought you would. I'm not saying that you like quit a job after 2 weeks, but maybe you get jobs for like a couple of years and then you quit, or maybe you start a career and then after a few years you quit. I really feel this reading is saying like, no, you're about to land on something that you are going to be loyal to because you want to, with this dog card, because you want to be doing it. A lot of this reading, of course, has to do with money because you are a Capricorn. Totally get it. And it's like you're doing something that you actually enjoy, or you will be in the near future, but it's like you need to get started. I feel like this is saying it's time to get moving. It's time to kind of birth this idea with the World card. And you have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. The World is a card of birth because she's going through this portal in the middle of the card, and we go from the World to the Fool in the major arcana. We end with the World, I should say, and then we start over again as the Fool. And so I feel for some of you, it's like you're having this rebirth. That is a rebirth. We just are always going through this cycle, with the tarot through the major arcana. And so I feel like you're ending something but having accomplishments. And even this right here, guess what? The Ace of Wands represents out with the old, in with the new. You can see that there's this castle right here that's crumbling in the background, kind of like the tower. So something maybe has crumbled in your life, or something has maybe gone away from you in your life, right? Maybe I kind of feel like you feel a little bit unstable with that tower. I feel like it's something that happened. Maybe it was like a relationship that you thought was going somewhere. And the part that made you feel unstable is that it ended. It's like sometimes I think if we create a bunch of expectations, we expect a relationship to go a certain direction, but then it doesn't, then we can kind of get very worried, or we can have, we start to doubt ourselves, right? Same thing with business is, again, maybe you've had a bunch of failures in business and now you're like, oh, can I do this again? But I feel like whatever you're landing on is going to be successful. The answer to the rest of your life, I always say this is justice, but you have the Six of Pentacles, close enough. He's holding a scale right here. This is a card of planting seeds and taking small steps. Again, people always say, Chris, you always say that you just have to plant seeds and take small steps. I'm like, okay, why aren't you doing it then, right? Why do you think I keep saying it? It's because you need to get started, because you need to do it. Just take one tiny little step. Just plant a seed in the right direction. And again, I think you'll be amazed at what you create, or you'll be amazed by the changes that come in for you. Also, by the way, as far as love is concerned, I do feel like there's something much more loyal, much better coming in for you. With the World, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, I do feel like you felt stabbed in the back. Very interesting. I'm wondering if this has been maybe like 6 months to a year is popping into my head, where you've been thinking about this situation, if it was a breakup or separation. or some sort of ending that you've been going through. I'm also hearing the word slow death as well. If you see something changing, right, I feel like you need to embrace the change is what this is encouraging you to do. I'll just give you an example, right? It's like I see these changes happening on YouTube, and it's like I'm not sitting around waiting, right, to for something big to happen, because I've seen it before. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. I've had this channel for 8, right? I had a channel before this as well. You're not going to find it, don't worry. But what I would say is, it's like I've seen it happen multiple times where a change gets made and it wipes out a bunch of channels. But it takes some time, right? It usually takes like a couple of years or whatever. So I'm not waiting. I'm making changes. I'm doing the things necessary to improve the situation, right? And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying to you, Capricorn. It's like the writing is on the wall. Don't ignore it, right? But I also feel, again, some of you were in a kind of stabbed in the back situation with a person, but it feels like you're healing from it. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. See, everything is adding up for you here, Capricorn. I love this Four of Cups. This is from the White Sage Tarot. You can see these 3 cups pouring into 1 cup. 3 of Cups in the tarot is everything working together. So it's almost as if some of you could be having this new beginning with the Ace of Wands where it's like all your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities get to work together. I feel like you're adding everything up. You know, I don't really know how to like verbalize what I want to say, but maybe you've had like 10 different careers in your life. It's like you're about to get something where it's like all of those combined and you actually get, like, I feel like it's your time to shine. Like, I feel like you are going to shine because you have all these skills. It's like you're MacGyver or something. You can make crazy things work, and it's like you're finally seeing that everything is connecting, and I really like that. I also feel you could be, if you want love, I feel you could be attracting a person who is equivalent to like 3 people. I feel like they want to support you. I think that's the thing that stands out to you about this person as well, is that, you know, if you haven't met this person yet, you have the Lovers and the Page of Cups. It's like, I think what will stand out to you is that this person's very supportive. Like, they really want to see you be successful and all that other stuff. But I feel like you support each other as well with the Six of Pentacles. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Yes, you have to get started. Two of Wands. He is standing at the top of his castle, but he's not making any moves. He has the whole world in his hands. The past is complete. Normally, on a traditional Two of Wands, the wand is behind him. It stands on its own. You know, it represents the fact that everything that he's worked on up until this point, it stands on its own. He doesn't need to do anything to support the past. What he needs to focus on is that front wand, the Ace of Wands, something new, and the world that he has in his hands. It's like the world itself on the Two of Wands represents unlimited potential, because the castle that he's standing in represents the fact that he thinks he knows everything. He thinks he has accomplished everything that he can accomplish, but he has the world in his hands. There's like a lot more that he can accomplish. So again, unlimited potential is really what I'm getting here, Capricorn. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Purity card. Again, I do feel if you're attracting love, is it really totally unexpected? Probably not, but what I would say here is I feel like what is unexpected is a person's pure intentions. Like, you're meeting the total opposite of this past person. So I really like that. I also do feel that for some of you, I really don't feel like there's anything unexpected coming in this week necessarily. I do feel if you went through this Tower moment that, and again, I feel like this is something that you went through already. I feel that it was unexpected. Like, again, a person broke up with you and maybe you thought nothing was wrong. So it was a Tower moment. Maybe so there was some sort of major business change that hurt your business overnight or your career or whatever. And so it's like already happened, right? Is kind of what I'm feeling here with this Tower. I feel like you think about it from time to time. Again, I would also be careful because I do feel a little bit unexpected is that if this is a person, they could be reaching out just because they have regrets. But I don't know, Capricorn. I get the feeling that you gave this person a lot of chances, you know? I feel like they could be, an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. They could also have Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo in their chart. I'm talking about this past person. And I feel like you need to focus more on these 2 cups, which is like something new, because there's a bridge and a castle behind him. And when he focuses on that, he gets the bridge and the castle. And it is showing up in the area of the good stuff. So I feel like you kind of are. It's like I feel like you are already focusing on the bright side. It's like you're no longer focusing on the spilt milk, right? The spilt wine on the 5 of Cups. You have the 6 of Wands here. I feel like you're in a time of attention. We even have the sun at the bottom of your clarification deck there. So 6 of Wands, a card of achievement and success. He's earned his right to be on that horse. Horses represent assistance in the tarot. They just can represent any kind of help, like a person. They can represent They can represent the universe helping you, your guides, pretty much anything. But I feel like everything, it's like the universe is conspiring for you. I feel like the universe really is kind of like being the wind at your back, the wind in your sails, whatever you want to call it. It's like you're really being pushed forward at this time. You have the Nine of Cups as well. So definitely some wish fulfillment. This is the only thing I would be focusing on. I would be brainwashing yourself at this time. I'm a big fan of brainwashing myself, to be more positive, to do whatever, right? And so I would say, anything that you can do to brainwash yourself, I think like affirmations, scripting, meditation, like all those things are really, really great for brainwashing yourself to be more positive. And again, it's worked miracles in my life. That's why I always talk about it. And people always like to say to me like, yeah, but what about this going on in this part of the world? And also I'm like, yeah, but you're focusing on what you don't want, right? So, yes, there will always be bad things that happen, but again, we can't fix those things if we are in a negative mindset in the first place. So I don't even worry about that stuff, right? I focus on keeping it positive and creating more positive snowballs. When you create positive snowballs in your life, you create positivity for more people. If more people did it, we would have a bunch of snowballs going, and then, maybe we could change the world that way. But again, I like to say to people, it's like what we've been doing up until this point clearly hasn't been working, right? To make the world a better place. So we got to try something else. With the Tower, you have the Four of Pentacles. Again, I do feel like you held on to this situation for a little while. If this was a person, I don't think you're holding on to it anymore based off your last row here. I feel like you see it as a never-ending situation. I really feel if this was a person, you probably gave them multiple chances. Maybe they came back once already, and they're about to try to come back again. So again, maybe you need to block this person or whatever. I really feel you're focused on your own peace, though, with that Four of Pentacles. Sometimes I don't like the Four of Pentacles because it's like the guy... he's holding on to the pentacles. He's holding on to what he had. But for you, I kind of get this feeling of more being focused on maintaining your peace. With the Six of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. I would be careful of this person rushing into your life if it's a past person. If you don't have a past person, I would be careful of jealous people. And again, you don't have to do anything for this. What do? You just ignore it, right? If there are people who are jealous, if there are people who are... who are trolls, right? And all that other stuff. I feel like practicing like compassion, empathy, all that other stuff would be a good idea. I always remind myself of this, like, it's like I used to get upset by comments and stuff like that people would leave, right? But it's like for a long time, I've been really practicing just ignoring it because it's like, number one, it doesn't matter. But number two, it's really easy for people to be mean. It doesn't take much creativity, right? To be mean to a person. But so that's why we should appreciate the nice things that people say more, because it takes a lot for a person to leave a nice comment, right? So why even pay attention to like the one bozo is what I feel like this is saying, right? With the Nine of Cups, you have the Magician. I feel like you're attracting so much good stuff here. I would stay in this space. Nine of Cups, I always say, is a card of bathing in an energy. If you want wealth, you have to be around wealth, and you have to be in the energy of wealth. If you want success in love, you have to do the things to be successful in love. So I would start doing that with the Nine of Cups. I would be the thing that you want before you have it. And people always say, how do I do that? I'm like, go be around wealth. Go, if you want love, go love your dog. Go love a cat. Go do something that you love. It doesn't have to be the exact thing that you want. And, but if you do it, you're going to attract it very quickly. Next, what are we doing? The critical information you need to hear right now. You have this card that says, learn to say no. Avoid clutter, slow down, and quiet your mind. Yes, definitely I feel that saying no to things that no longer serve you, very important. You have the Soul Tribe card that says you're attracting your soul tribe who will support you. I think we said something about support here. Spend more time with people who lift you up, not drag you down. Both cards basically say the same thing, which is pretty interesting. But I feel you could be needing to do that. You have the Seven of Swords, the Lovers, and the Page of Cups. I really, really feel this is like a new person coming in for you. Could be a water sign, but again, you have basically everything here. And Page of Cups to me, yeah, it could be a water sign, but it's like just a general admirer card. It just represents a person who is interested in you. So I feel like this is just a person who has interest in you. Here, Capricorn, could be any sign. I feel like it's a very dreamy person. And again, I think what really surprises you is like this person's pure intentions. I feel like it's kind of funny because I see this as more like, maybe you don't believe that this exists, this purity in a person, but I feel like they say things where you're like, at first maybe you think they're joking, right? You could have those moments where you're like, there's no way there's a person who's this, innocent. But I feel like it's not like they're innocent, but that's kind of like the vibe I get, that they're just like a very pure soul. And I feel like that's what will probably attract you to them in the first place, is like their beliefs, how they live their life and all that other stuff. I also have something about health popping into my head. It's like you're getting more healthy, or they are too. I don't know. You could meet this person at the gym. Maybe you're both improving your health in some way. It's popping into my head. So there you go. I would also say that, he's looking at that fish. And the fish, to me, on the Page of Cups always represents a dream, something that you are dreaming of creating. But you have to put the work in with the Page of Cups, so don't be afraid to start working towards those dreams. Again, you have the Lovers. This is something very different. Again, if this is love coming in for you, I don't think you've ever experienced anything love-wise like this. Maybe you feel like you have, or maybe you thought you knew what love was, but this is something totally different. I feel like it's something much better. And I'm also getting like much more balanced as well. This person is very different, than you, but I feel like their energy is the opposite, is what's popping into my head, but like in a good way. Like you balance each other out. And, this person isn't exactly the same as you, which is probably a good thing, right? You have the Seven of Swords here. Again, I would be careful of this past person. If you have a past person, Seven of Swords is a card of lying, cheating, stealing. It is a positive card. Personally, I like the Seven of Swords because it's a card of tactics. He's stealing those swords from an army in the background so that the swords can't be used against him in battle. But I do get like a sneaky energy. I feel like a past person was just sneaky, just in general. It's almost like this person has a habit. It's like a habit of being sneaky or something like that. I don't even necessarily think they're like a liar, although, technically, I guess that is lying. But, it's not even like they lied to you necessarily or anything. I feel like they're just sneaky. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. You have your boundaries up, for sure. I feel like this person really hurt you. It's almost like they can sense it, too. And I really feel like you have compassion for this person, which is very, very adult of you, Capricorn, if this is a person. So, I always think that's like a good thing to have compassion for these people. We don't have to necessarily forgive them. But I always say, like, there are all these like stupid popular narcissist videos on YouTube, which I don't understand, because it's like, to me, if you truly were dating a narcissist who is truly a narcissist, the best thing you could do is just ignore them, right? I just saved you a bunch of time. You don't have to go watch all these narcissism experts out there that seem to be like narcissists themselves, to me. I don't know if any of you have seen these videos where it's like how to be a narcissist to a narcissist. I'm like, doesn't that make you a narcissist? I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. But what I would say is the best thing you do is just ignore them in the first place, right? But number two, it's almost like, I feel like the best thing we can do in these situations is to have compassion for it, to realize that, if like someone does us dirty, it's like, how was that person raised? What did they go through to make them that way? That's how I don't know, maybe that's how I brainwash myself, right? Is like, if someone does me dirty, I'm always like, wow, they must have had a horrible childhood or something like that, right? Because that's what it takes to do that. So I always send those people blessings. And I feel like that's what you're doing. With the Lovers, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, I literally said this. This person is very different. On the Two of Cups, the two people, they are meant to look very different. They're meant to look like one's wearing clothing, the other one's wearing a different type of clothing, right? So they look like they come from two different worlds. And that's the whole story of the Two of Cups, is that they're meant to look different, but they communicate on the same level. So I feel like you're attracting someone who's different, the opposite. With the Page of Cups, you have the Chariot. Yeah, probably a victory. For some of you, this could be like a long distance thing, but I don't really feel that. I feel more like maybe you're meeting a person who's like moving to where you live, or you're moving somewhere and you meet a person because of the move. Maybe you're changing jobs. So if you're making some sort of change here, that could be like where you will find love. At the end here, for the good stuff that's coming in for you, you have this TikTok card. I feel like some of you feel that time is running out for something in your life, and it's like you're getting it. Could be love, could be business. You have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. You're ending some sort of round situation. So again, this is the good stuff. No matter what shows up here, it's going to be positive. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. So I do feel you're kind of like bringing a nightmare to an end. You are ending some sort of never-ending nightmare. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles, normally I do not like the Knight of Pentacles. To me, he needs to get moving. But showing up in the good stuff, I would say I feel like you're finally making progress towards your goals, wishes, and dreams, and accomplishing like the things that you actually want to accomplish in life. So definitely very good. And with the Five of Cups, like I said, I feel like you're turning around and you're finally seeing this bridge in the castle. You're finally being grateful for the things that you do have. Something has changed significantly. Like I feel like something's been completely rewired in your brain, in even maybe since like the summertime, like just the past, whatever that is, 6 months or so, right? What I would say is that there's some sort of mindset shift that has happened. And, can we get more details on this mindset shift. Like what is this mindset shift doing is what I want to know. With the Five of Cups, King of Wands making you more confident, more bold, more assertive, probably making you want to accomplish things faster. And I don't really feel it has so much to do with speed but I feel like it has more to do with like you're not afraid to fail. I feel like you're letting go of that fear and you're just saying like, I'm just going to go for it. The things that I want, whatever it is. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, accomplishing some sort of dream. Seven of Cups, the cups kind of exist above his head. It's about being spoiled for choice, but I feel like you're taking action on your choices. And with the Nine of Swords, you have the Hangman here. Yeah, setting yourself free. I feel like you've provided a lot of answers for yourself. If you're thinking about a past person, maybe you wanted answers that you didn't get, but I feel like you actually did have the answers. You knew exactly what happened in this situation. So it's almost like you're setting yourself free here, Capricorn. So love it. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, and we're going to see what's going on for you. You have this casket card. It says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Yes, definitely this person left you or you left them. I don't care. And I feel like you're moving on. You have this flowers card. It says happiness. This is your new focus. This is what I would be focusing on here, especially with the Nine of Cups and the Magician. The Magician literally has flowers in front of him on a traditional magician card, and it represents the fact that he knows he needs to focus on joy, happiness, abundance, whatever brings him bliss as well to attract the perfect life. So, I would be focusing on those things, the good things. You have this wedge card that says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. This could be this past person. They could have had a third party, I feel. Let's see. I want to see what the next card is here. You have this mountain road. You are on a road to success. I almost feel like this person had an opportunity, if this was a person, to like be on this road with you, but they chose like something else. For others, again, I feel like nothing can stop you at this time. You have that Six of Wands, which there could be jealous people. That wedge card says someone is trying to come between you and success, but I would just ignore it and keep doing what you're doing, right? I kind of have this feeling of like someone trying to confuse me here as well. So if you have that type of person in your life, kick them to the curb. You have this ladder card. It says climbing towards success. Are you kidding me? Like all these cards of success and happiness here. And finally, you have this vine card. It says seek out information that will help you. Yes. I mean, I've been saying this for like 3 years now. You got to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. I know it sounds exhausting, and people always leave me comments about how tired they are, but I'm like, listen, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, it's like if you want to accomplish something, it's what you have to do. So like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it, right? So yes, you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, but there's some benefits to this. Number one, no one else is doing it. So you're going to become much more successful faster. Like there's no competition, right? Basically in anything you want to do. So if you do put in the research to like build your business and you find the information that will make you more successful, you're going to be more successful. Number two, again, maybe 100 of your ideas don't work, but like 101, that one extra idea that does work will work so well that it kind of totally wipes out all the work that you had to put in to find it in the first place, right? So, I think we could find a lot of these things right now. We have to do a lot of research literally through learning, especially if you're a Capricorn. I've literally been saying this to you since like 2017, somewhere around there, when Saturn went into Capricorn, that if I were you, and I basically am, I have 5 planets in Capricorn, plus asteroids as well, then I would be doing as much research as you possibly can on whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Love, money, business, whatever, right? Because if you do it, then you will be more successful. But that's that, Capricorn. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.